Good morning everybody and welcome back to Our Defender Build. In the last episode we fitted our pop-top roof, which turns into a really cool bedroom, and the coolest 270-degree awning. But today we're on a space-saving mission, because if you've ever done anything with campers, you know that space is like at a premium. But in these girls, in these beauty defenders, it is next level. So I've got some ideas, but I need some of John's help.
So, I don't know what happened, but Jess come up with a real good idea, so it's not really like her, but we'll go with it. But she was saying, basically we're going to cut a hole in this arch here, because on these versions, this is the 2-door, you've got all this arch space, and underneath, there's just so much empty space that is just wasted, so we need to make the most of it. So what she was saying is, if we cut a hole in this arch here, fabricate a steel box, and sink it in there, the batteries can go in that side, and then if we can put the water tank this side underneath, then it distributes the weight. It's in the middle of the vehicle, so yeah, like I say, I really like the idea, so we're going to do that, and then we're going to do a similar sort of thing at the back on that side, because we're going to have a fuel tank this side, and then we'll put the night heater that side, so we're making space of all the arches underneath. And then this week's episode, hopefully we're going to get really cracking on with the inside, so I want to get all the insulation done, I want to get the carpeting in, and then we'll start working out what we're going to do with these walls as well, because we've got to somehow frame the windows, tint the windows and everything like that. So let's get cracking on. So we got the holes cut in the Defender for the boxes, but now we got to make the boxes, and I bought this specifically for this job. It's a little folder, metal folder. I've seen them for ages and I'm denied about them, but I finally got some. We got one anyway. It's 240 quid, and it's not as good as your big guillotines and your big press brakes and folders and things like that, but for a little bench mounted one, I think it's pretty good. So let me show you. It cuts up to 2 mil thickness steel, and I've just got 2 G clamps on at the minute. I haven't actually bolted it down, but not bad really. So 240 quid, can't go wrong.
While John's getting on with those boxes, I'm going to get on with tinting these windows. And we're going to do it all round. And the reason is that even though this side is going to get covered with a kitchen cupboard, you don't want to look through the window and see insulation or, you know, the back of a cabinet. It's not very swish, you know, we like it on point. So a few hours and lots of swear words later, I finally got the tints on. For 15 quid, I think it's come up pretty good really. It cost you a hell of a lot more to get that done at a shop.
So I've got the boxes done. So this one here, this is going to be for the night heater in the wheel arch there. And then all I did was weld a box, basically a box up for that, but I couldn't do it for the one at the batteries at the front, because you sort of have to like twist it to get it in. So what I've had to do is I've had to make it like this, and then I've had to make 2 ends, and basically I'm going to put like the ends on and then seal it all up and rivet it together. So that's the only way I could get it in and to be good. But I spray painted them, and then I used this is under seal. And I definitely recommend getting these. If you get enough of these, you get one of this free. And it's for doing under your body. And I've done all the Defender the other week, rubbed it all down, spray painted it up. But then when you're doing things like this, you get a real nice finish of it. And obviously it stops it rusting. Morning everyone. So we got the boxes done last night. So night heater's in, but I haven't secured it in, I've just sat it in. But that's where the night heater's going. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut a little vent in there. So when it's on, it's nice and warm coming out there. And then also I've got the batteries in, so I'm really happy with that. So I left a little bit space, they're snug in there, but I left a little space in there for the wires to sort of tuck in. So got that there, and then we're using this insulation, so it's just self-adhesive insulation with foam and foil, and it's just, I think it's 7 or 10 mil or something, but we're running this because when we did the van in Australia, we used this, but just a foil backing, and the amount of heat that it keeps out is incredible, and obviously for sound deadening that as well. So I'm just going to get the rest of the van done now, but I've got all the floor done, and then all the side done, and then we're going to come up the sides and then everywhere basically. So let's get cracking. So I've got the insulation in anyway, and that went pretty well. So I've got it all on the floor, up the sides, all up the sides, and then over the windows as well. It's not perfect because that's just like a spacer at the minute, because I'm going to put a PIR board all the way over there. And the reason I'm doing that is because I'm going to board this across there, and the PIR board will just give it some rigidity. So that's coming along nicely. And then also we got the brackets. So we've got these two little gas struts that they lost the other day, and up there on the top, them little cups. So what happens is, as it comes down and sits on top of them gas struts. So then you can go round and tuck in the sides, so everything's in neatly before you give it the final close. And then also when you're popping it up, you undo the clips, and then it just pops up that little bit, that's the heaviest part, and then you just push it nice and easily, and the gas struts take it itself. Next job, gas bottle holder. So we're going to run a 4.5 kilo butane. Seems like everybody does that. And I've had a look, and Front Runner do one, but they're like 220 quid. So I'm sure I can fabricate something like that. So I'm going to mount it probably to the right hand side of the rear door. So I'm going to get that bracket made. And then also the high lift jack. Hopefully we'll never have to use it, but we best take it. But they're quite heavy, and I don't want to put it on the roof rack because I don't really want a lot of weight up top. And also, we haven't got a rear step, so I'm thinking if I try and make a bracket that I can use this to go in, but then there's also a step underneath the back door. So we'll see what we can do.
Morning everyone. Quality control is here. I've been inside doing a few jobs this morning, so you haven't seen
Stop
me.
getting your guns out.
It's just so beautiful.
In. Everyone's going to be commenting, going like, oh, what's she playing at?
They're just so good. Look at these beauties. Anyway, because obviously in this episode you've seen not only am I the brawn, but I'm the brains as well. So what you got me on?
No, you can do some cutting.
Okay.
We need to make a bracket for the gas bottle and a bracket for the high lift jack.
I might have like a carb on it, boy.
So
let's do this.
Put them weedy little guns to good use. So I've got the gas bottle holder made. All it is, a couple of bit of angle iron, bit of box section. I've got this for the strap, and then just this holds the bottle on. But a couple of things you've got to think about if you're going to make one of these is the spare wheel hitting it, and also if you've got an awning, where the awning sits on the gas bottle. Because if you look around here, look, when you open the back door, the spare wheel, so you've got to take that into consideration. And then also the bottle as well. So when we bring the awning round, the strap will just miss it there as well. So, and then I'm just going to put a ratchet strap around there to hold it on. So that's come out pretty well. And then also we got the rear jack bracket. So all it is a bit of I think 8mm plate that I've used, and then just a bit of box section. And then I've just welded it to that, and then I'm just going to slot in there like that. And then I've just folded this bit of aluminium, and then that's going to go over there to create the step. So it'll cover it up nicely. And then I've welded 2 nuts on the top of here as well. And then I'm going to wind down the bolts on both of them, and that'll lock the jack in so it won't be able to slide. And then lastly, through one of the holes, I'm just going to put a padlock so nobody can nick it. So it'll be nice and secure. And then also, we've got a little step.
So the weather's pants, but our next job is we need to get these wheels off, because we need to get the brackets at the back powder coated, and we're going to get these wheels shot blasted and powder coated. Apparently they're like Wolf wheels, I think is the brand, which are really good quality ones, but they've seen better days, so we're going to give them a bit of a birthday. So let's get them off. Morning everyone. Got a bit of sunshine this morning. We got the wheels off yesterday, we took them down to the powder coaters, along with the brackets and stuff that John had done, and we got a whole bunch of supplies, so we are ready to smash it out today, aren't we, boy?
I'm going to fit this Unwin, I think this is called Unwin track, and I got it when I was doing my last sprinter build, So I'm going to mount one bar up here and then one at the bottom here, and we're going to run 2 jerry cans. We're going to run 50 litres of water in a tank under here. But one thing we have noticed when we're travelling is you can nearly always get to a water point to fill up a jerry can. So we're going to run 2 water jerry cans here, again keeping the weight off the roof and keeping it a bit lower. And yeah, what else are we going to do today?
Carpeting. And maybe get some of the panels for the sides done.
Yeah. So one little handy tool I'd recommend is this. It's called a deburring tool, and it extends up so you can get deep in a hole. But basically all it does, when you drill a hole like this, once you've drilled through, there's all like the burrs on the hole, isn't there? So if you just get it on here, and then you just do that, it just cleans the hole up nice and neat. So when you put the washer on, it doesn't step it off with all the schwarf.
So the rails went on fairly pain-free, which is always a good one. But our next job, before we can get the carpet in, we've got to put some panelling in behind the driver's side and passenger seat, because that's where we're going to put our electrics. And we want to put some wood boards in. John's just measuring them up now. We're going to paint them black so they look a bit nicer. But so that when we're fitting all the electrics, rather than screwing through here, which is going to have carpet on the back, and then you've got screws, it's a bit of a mess. It's got that bit of wood on. It's easy to just kind of pop any little P-clips on, any cable clips, and do everything neatly behind there. Good plan?
Yep, plan.
Got the boards in, and you'll be pleased to know I haven't punched John today, even though he definitely deserves it. But I have to say, it's one thing like about having done a couple of vans, you learn these extra. Oh my god! What do you think you're clever, don't you?
Just get it done.
Such a pain in my bum. Anyway, when you've done a couple of vans, you learn like little tricks and things that hopefully give you a bit better finish. And I'm sure after this van there'll be loads of stuff, especially because we've never done like a landy or a small camper before. So anyway, that's just going to hopefully make fitting those a lot easier. We're now on to the carpet, which is a fiddly, pain in the butt job where I always get covered in glue, get glue in my hair, but it does make a nice finish. So fingers crossed we've got everything sorted underneath the carpet and we can get it on.
So while Jess is doing that carpeting, I'm going to do the boards. So we're going to put a board to cover the window on the right hand side, and on the left hand side we're going to put board it as well, but then the windows will be in there, so we're going to cut them out. So I don't like to use normal wood because it shrinks, it moves, it warps, and basically you end up with gaps and things like that. So I always use ply, but what I do is I get some 6mm ply, but I don't like the finish on it, and I do like the tongue and groove look. So all I do is every 100 millimeters I mark, or 120, whatever size you want, I mark along, and then a clamp a straight edge, and then I router along to make a little V groove in every panel. And the good thing about doing this as well is if you then join another panel on, if you get it where your V groove is you won't notice the join. So like I say, we've done it on a few vans now, and I think it's the best way.
Looking brilliant. Well happy with that.
So Jess has got one side finished. So I'll tell you what, she's actually, don't tell her I told you this, but she's actually quite good at carpeting. So she's got all that on. It's just 3-way stretch carpet. And then that's the board there. So that's what it will look like, all tongue and grooved, all V grooved out. And yeah, at the top here, that will be covered by the aluminium capping from the actual alu cab that we're going to put on there. So I'm just going to have to scribe along there because it's not quite square. And then we can paint that and fit that, so happy days. But before we can do this side, we need to fit some new windows. So I don't know if you can see or not, but in there at the minute it's quite dark, and we was a bit worried with just these 2 little windows and they're non-opening. We haven't got any other opening windows, so all the only vents there'll be is in the tarpaulin in the top. So what we've gone for is we've gone for some of these, some acrylic windows, aluminium frame on them, and then it comes with a mosquito net and a blind as well, so you haven't got to worry about getting blinds in there and everything like that, because the back door is going to be covered We're going to have some storage on there. Obviously them two windows over there are going to be covered, so it's just them two windows there. So we were thinking if we have them both so they're opening, we'll get a nice bit of air circulation even if we don't have the roof popped up anyway. I thought I'd find you here. Look, two of your favourite things, eating and on your phone, are three of your favourite things, and a cup of tea.
It's great.
Come on.
It's health and safety, John.
We got a window to fit.
You don't want me being hungry around the tools.
The nice thing about this compared to a normal van is you don't got to worry about all the shavings so much because it's aluminium, so it won't rust it. Pretty swish.
Nice, eh? You can pass me a cup of tea out the window. We're going for window number 2.
I've been nowhere.
Oh my God!
Where's you been? Go on, Mickey boy. My old mate Mickey D, he's from Preston up north. He taught me that one. Some cleaner was in the. She was like, "Excuse me, where's you been?" And he was like, "I've been nowhere. Where's you been?" She was not impressed.
Such a dad joke. I blame you, Mickey D. I blame you.
I've been nowhere.
Such a goon.
He's not done that yet. I was bigging you up earlier, saying how good you are at it.
I am good at it.
Now
I'm good at it because I have the patience that you don't have to do it nicely.
Well, you've got patience. It takes you 3 hours to do it. You've got plenty of patience, haven't you?
He thinks he's a comedian. John says, I'll show my skills. So, you know.
No, we're not having it. I'm not showing your guns anymore. Every time you get them guns out, this camera's going down.
Okay. John says, I have to show you my skills. So, I'll show you my skills. Because I'm not allowed to show you my guns, apparently, anymore. So, I just use a bit of chalk to mark it up if I've got any cuts to do. Because it just dusts off nicely, which is handy. And then it's pretty easy, really. John just doesn't have the patience to do it.
No, I think, well, the thing is, like, what you've got to really concentrate on is trimming it like this. Like, what she was doing was just tucking it in like that. Oh, yeah, like that.
With it.
So, like, because it's really hard, isn't it, to trim stuff once you finish, like edges.
Stuff. Yeah.
That's, of all the van builds, that's the hardest thing to do, is to get all the edges nice and, like, neat and everything like that. So like here we've done it where we've gone over the carpet, but then when this board comes on here, it's going to come down and create a nice seal. Yeah. Whereas if we were to put the board on and then try carpet, you've got to then try and trim the edge. So yeah, always think about the edging.
Yeah. Well, it's been a big day, but it's been a good day. I've got most of my carpeting done. I've just got that bit at the front to do. And we've got those beauty windows in. They're only 215 quid off of eBay and they're quite good quality, so I'll make sure I put them on. And John has been tinkering on his table. You want to show him your table?
I'll show you my table. So again, front runner do one of these, but they're expensive and I'm cheap, so I bought my own. So I think they're 70 quid from Amazon.
Yeah.
So I'll put the link in the description. And these latches aren't the best, or it might just be the one I got, but I'm going to put one up here anyway. But yeah, nice little drop down table for the cooker.
If
you've got a flat door card, you could just bolt it straight too, but because this door card's all different shaped, I've had to make some little nylon spaces up for them to go in. But yeah, I'm well happy with that.
Yeah, she's nice. Been a good day, eh?
Yeah, but I think we're going to call it a day there, eh?
Yeah, I need some dinner.
Yeah, it's 7 o'clock, so I think we'll have to we'll have to go in, eh?
See you tomorrow.
Good morning, everyone. And look at the sun. Where is she? Can't even find her, but she's out. Unbelievable. But that's one thing about building in the UK compared to Australia. When we did it in Australia, every day was a sunny day, whereas here, few and far between, especially this summer. But anyways, so today, when I've bought it, the old mud guards, this one here has got a split in it. So I've got a new mud guard. So they've been to the old John Boy paint shop this morning and they're all painted and lacquered up, so just waiting for them to dry, and then we'll see what the old slacker's up to, eh?
Slacker?
What are you doing today then, Joy?
The worker.
What are you doing today?
Well, I need to finish off my last bit of carpeting, and then we're going to get...
What, at the front there?
At the front there.
At the front there.
At the front there. And then we're going to get the side panels on. So she's really going to start to look like a camper by the end of the day, I think. And we'll get the floor in, and I'd really, really like to lino before we have dinner tonight.
So she's got the carpet in anyway, and like I say, she's done a brilliant job there, real nice. And then I've got these boards in as well, the insulation on the walls. So like I was saying the other day, if I was just going to mount them to the steel, there's only 3 or 4 as you go along, but obviously it's a big gap to have no support, so that's why I put these PIR boards on. So if you see, they sit flush with the steel here, and like they're solid. And then what I'm going to do is when I mount the boards on, I'm just going to run a bit of bead of silicone along that, and then that'll just stick the boards to the insulation boards, so that'll come out quite nice. I've cut the holes out for that one, and they're over here, and Jess is in paint shop.
Hello, hello. Yeah, so we've got to get 2 coats on these little beauties, and then hopefully we can get them in today if the sun plays ball and stays out and dries them up nice for me.
Next job, get the floor in. Like a glove. So I'm using 12mm ply for the floor. I've gone for 12mm rather than anything thinner, because I want to secure the kitchen cupboards and these side cupboards to it. So if I secure this to the floor, then at least I can screw some stuff into it. And then later on, just before we go finish the night, we're going to glue some lino down as well.
Right, get these panels on, eh?
Get them on.
Time for the old lino. I've hoovered up and I've taped all my carpet, so you better not be getting glue all over my perfect carpet. Right, let's go, let's go. I don't think it's really big enough for this. You'll have to do the...
I'm sick of the grief you're giving me.
Oh, shushy, or mushy.
I think the people understand how much grief she gives me, eh?
I think the people understand that you deserve every little bit of grief that you get. Well, we've got her done just in the nick of time because it started raining, but she is starting to look swish. Look at this. And we've got that little angle trim on the end there as well.
Put the angle trim at the end so then you don't scuff it getting in, so that's pretty good. We've used this liner before, eh? We put it in the last one.
Yeah, because we just buy like an off-cut because it's so much cheaper and you don't need a full-size piece.
So I think it's 2 metres by 2 metres for like 40 quid, so happy days.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm well stoked. Like, I think I'm so glad we did them windows. We were umming and ahhing about whether to put them in or not, and like...
Just adds so much lightness, doesn't it?
Yeah, so that was good.
So yeah, but that's going to be it for this video.
Yeah, I don't think we're going to get any more done at the minute. But yeah, hopefully next week we'll start cabinet building.
Cabinetry and water tanks and all those fun things.
Gets interesting now.
See you next week.